What's up, friends? Today I was thinking I'd show you what's inside my camera bag. Something that, obviously changes depending on the project and time of year, I guess. So I guess this could be a type of video that I do a few times a year. Like what's in my bag, early 2020 edition. And I will just see how that will change throughout the year, if it does. Maybe I'll just upload the same video over and over again. We'll see. This is a camera bag that I'm using most of the time. Right now, it's the Peak Design, what is it, 45-liter bag, I think. And I like it a lot. Let's switch to a top-down view, and I'll show you what's inside my bag. Alright, so let's start with this back here. Usually, I would keep my MacBook Pro 15-inch back here, but it's getting serviced. It needs a new battery, so right now, the only thing in here is an iPad Pro. I do edit a lot of photos on here from time to time, but usually I would also keep my MacBook Pro back here for video editing. Up here, I have a Sony a7R III. This is what I use for still images for my photography. It is also pretty good for video, but I mainly use it for photography because of the high resolution sensor. Right next to it is my GH5. So this is what I use for video. I do love this little beast. I always try to keep two lenses with me for each camera. So for the Sony, I do have this 85mm. Great for portrait photography. Look at that glass. Whew. Beautiful lens. I also always try to bring the 18mm Zeiss for the Sony. It is 18mm is a little bit too wide in many cases, but still a very, very nice lens to have. For the GH5, I always bring the 42.5mm lens. This is something I use all the time. Aperture of 1.2, stabilization as well, makes this just fantastic for video in low light situations. I also like to bring a wide lens with me for the GH5. This is the 17.5mm Voigtlander lens. What I would normally use these days is the 8-18 lens that is actually on the camera right now. Down here, I have all my ND filters. As you can see, I do write the millimeters on these. Makes it a lot easier when you're looking for the right ND filter for your lens. All of these are, let's see, B and W ND filters. I have gone through a lot of cheap ND filters in the past, and let me tell you, it's just it's just not worth it. I would much rather spend more for a really great ND filter than getting all kinds of crazy vignetting and color issues with a cheap ND filter. Another thing that I keep down here is the color checker. It is pretty convenient. I'm sure you've been to a shoot where you can't control the lighting and the colors are just all over the place. Then one of these can be super useful to make whatever you shot look as good as possible in the editing later. Down here I also have the Atomos Ninja V, something that I almost always use with the GH5, especially when I want that 4K 50 or 60p option in ProRes. SD card for this as well. Always keep one in and another in this pouch. Speaking of, this is something that I always keep in my bag, because in here I have spare batteries for both cameras. I have spare SD cards. I have cleaning equipment, HDMI cables for the Atomos. Let's see. Yep, I'm a Mac user, so dongles. You know how it is. Some more USB cables for any purpose. You never know when you're gonna need one for charging or for transferring material. Speaking of transferring material, this is what I always have in my backpack as well. This is the LaCie external hard drive that they did together with DJI. This is battery powered. You have an SD card slot in the back together with a USB-C and a regular USB, so you can transfer your footage from your camera onto this hard drive without needing a computer. This is super convenient. You can also charge your phone, which is kind of nice. And I guess the last thing in here would be just the batteries for the Ninja V. On the side, I usually keep my GorillaPod or a small tripod. Soon, hopefully, the Peak Design tripod. I also keep a lot of these red whips in and on my backpack because you never know when you're gonna need it. You don't know what you needed them for until you actually have them. This bag does have a compartment on the front as well, but I just keep this area empty unless I travel far, which means I would keep phone chargers and stuff in here, maybe spare clothes, headphones, but I mean, that's probably another video entirely. I hope you enjoyed this little video. I myself really like looking at these kind of what's inside my camera bag type videos. I don't know why, it's like therapy, just looking at other people's gear. So I hope you like this one too. Please leave a like and a subscribe if you want to see more content from this guy. All right, take care. I'll see you in the next video.